In today's video, we are going to have a look at what an offer in principle looks like, also known as an agreement in principle. This is a simple document that the lenders put out to say that in principle, they're willing to lend to you. We'll go through step by step what the information on here is so that you have a clear understanding of exactly what you're looking at. This is generally a fairly basic document that has been designed to be easily understood, but there are a few things that a lot of our clients do get mixed up, so we'll run through those ones in a bit more detail. The obvious bits are the borrower, that's you, that's nice and easy. The security address, again, that is the security that you will be looking to lend against. The property type, some lenders will have this, some won't. It's just a description of the property to make sure that they are letting you know what they think they're lending against. And this is important, and a lot of the times lenders aren't actually sure exactly what they are lending on until the valuation happens, at which time you're £1,000 down and you've already spent the money. So it's always good to double check if they have this in there, that the broker has told them exactly what the property is. Then there's the charge. This is simply the ranking of the legal charge that the lender will be taking. So it's first, second, third, or equitable charge typically. If you want to know more about those 4 types of charges, leave a comment below and I'll do another video on that another time. Then again, the purpose of the loan. Some lenders will have this, some won't, but it just is again to make sure they are showing you what they think the funds are going to be used for. So if it's an auction, if it's development finance, refurb, etc. Then we've got the property value, fairly self-explanatory. How much is the property worth? Not necessarily the purchase price, because some lenders will have the current value and the purchase price if different. The gross loan amount, this is the total loan that you will be borrowing with all the fees included. It might not include an exit fee. The gross loan often doesn't include the exit fee though, so that will be on top of that. The loan to value, again, simply what the ratio of the loan to the value of the property is. So in this case, it's 70%. The term of the loan, how long will you be borrowing the money for? And here we are on one of the important ones that people do get confused of, the interest rate. With bridging finance, you're typically looking at monthly interest fees. So in this example, it's 0.85% per month, which totals at 10.2% per annum, the equivalent. This is interest retained, and it's what forms the gross loan. A lot of people look at the 0.85 and go, that's cheap, but that's why it's important to work out the annual equivalent. Then the repayment method, again, this is how you're going to be repaying it. So you could have it retained, serviced, or rolled up, all of which are dependent on the exact structure of the deal and who the lender is. In this example, it's retained interest, where they've built the interest in for the full 9 months of the term, and you pay the whole lump back at the end of that term. Then the exit strategy, not all lenders will have this, but it is very important that the lender knows what your plan is. Are you planning to sell the property, refinance it? Are you planning on getting development finance? So this just clarifies that. Then the arrangement fee. This is the fee that the lender will be charging on top of the interest, or in addition to the interest. So on this example, it's 2%, of which most deals, if there is a 2% arrangement fee, some of that will be going to the broker. So make sure you were aware of that. So if you have a broker that is saying, we'll charge you 1%, just make sure you clarify whether or not that 1% includes the commission or is in addition to the commission. Ours is typically in addition to the commission, as in this example, where we have a broker fee of 1% extra added on. The retained interest, again, this is the 13,387.50, is simply the loan times by the interest times by the amount of months that you're looking to do. Then the exit fee, so this example, there is none, which is getting more and more common in bridging finance. A few lenders still do charge an exit fee, but mostly they're on the more niche, expensive side of things. Then any early redemption charges. Again, this is an important one because they'll hide additional charges elsewhere. So let's say you've got a 12-month loan. Some lenders will charge a certain amount of months as a minimum interest. So if you borrowed the money for 9 months and repaid it after one, in this example, you'd still have to pay 3 months worth of interest. The 3 months is the most common minimum term, but there are some lenders that will do a minimum interest of half of the term, for example. So keep an eye on that. Then any valuation fees, most of these will be estimated unless you're using a lender that uses specific panels and they have an exact sort of fee negotiated for this kind of value of house. Same goes with legal fees. These might actually be realistic. And then also lastly, you're looking at the net loan. You have the gross loan minus the arrangement fee, minus the broker fee, and then less the interest. And that's what gets you to your exact level of borrowing. So this is what you will receive day one in your account. That isn't actually true, and that is for one good reason. Most of the time, the lender solicitor, if they're dealing with that, will take those fees out as well, because they do it via what's called an undertaking, where you put the cash on account, but it all balances out because you might have to put the cash on account first. So it does trip up quite a few people. But bear in mind that on the completion statement, which is different, it will have solicitor fees coming off that. But if you've already paid those up front, they'll just cancel each other out. If you've got any questions, leave a comment below. We'll always try and help you as much as we can. And thanks for watching. If you have any deals that are over 300,000 development finance or less for bridging finance, then please do get in touch with Lampy Capital. We'll look to see what we can do to help. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.